we are going to talk about the Ottava sign. The Ottava sign, basically we use it to avoid using excess ledger lines on the staff. When you start to use too many ledger lines, it becomes more difficult to read the notes because you have to count more lines and spaces above, and we're not used to seeing that as often as just notes within the staff. An example would be this. If I have the note G, as you can see, it is quite difficult to count up all the notes. It takes a longer time. So instead of writing it this way, using the Ottava sign, I could write the G right here, and then to indicate that it's an octave above, I'll write the AVA, put a bracket over the note. Now, this means that I will play the note G, but actually an octave higher than what is written. So now this becomes more clear than the first G I wrote out, which has 4 ledger lines above the staff. So this becomes easier to read. It is especially useful when you have a group of notes that uses ledger lines above or below the staff, which makes reading more difficult. So you can write the Ottava sign around those group of notes and make it simpler to read. Now let's look at an example of using the Ottava sign below the staff. So I have the note F here. So to write F, to make it look easier to read, is I could write the F here on the first space of the triple clef. Now we're going to write the Ottava sign to indicate to play this F an octave below what's written. So, as you can see, I wrote AVB, which means to play an octave below what's written, whereas AVA means to play an octave above what's written. So please refer back to your book of how to indicate using the Ottava sign whether to play the note above an octave or below an octave of the note that is written. You will need this information later on. So as you can see with the uses of the Ottava signs, it avoids using excess ledger lines, which can make reading the notes a little more difficult because they extend the range of the staff that we might not see as common. So this is the Ottava signs.